Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Friday, aka Freedom Friday, okay, aka Fabulous Friday, Friyay, okay. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys, we finally made it. It's the end of the week, okay, it's the weekend. All right, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day so far. I hope you guys are doing well mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all right, all that good stuff, okay, guys. I will be using my Journey Oracle deck for today's message, so let's see what you guys might need to know for today. All right, guys, let's see what you need to know from Spirit today, okay? What do you need to know? Well, let's find out. All right, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What is it that they need to know for Friday, May the 29th, okay? And for those of you guys know that I had posted on my website about the full moon that's coming up. Like I said, I'm monitoring my website to see what the traffic is like, and if it's not working out, you guys know I'll release anything that does not work, okay? And I can just focus on maybe just TikTok and YouTube videos. Not to say that I won't do my blog posts anymore, but maybe I'll just turn them into videos or slides or photo slides or whatever the case is, right? But let's see what you need to know. All right, guys, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective when it comes to their journey? What messages do you have for them at this time when it comes to messages about their journey and what they have going on at this time? Please give them clarity and understanding whenever they see these messages or videos. And also, sorry, there's somebody like in their car for some reason, and I feel like they're like, the way that they park, it's like they're just trying to like be all through my business. I don't know why I feel like that, but I just feel like this person, whoever this is, like they're parked in such a particular way, and it's not even like I'm anywhere else. I'm like in my area too, but it was just so random. Like I just seen the person just parked there, right? Let me see if I can turn my window down again. But anyway, don't mind me. My facial expressions tell a lot. I don't have to say anything. I could just have a look on my face and be like, yeah. But anyways, what does the collective need to know for May 29th? What clarity and understanding can you give them at this time? What do they need to know for Friday, May the 29th when it comes to their journey? And I just seen a squirrel too. I don't know where it went, but I seen one. Okay, we have inner child, okay? So for some of you that resonate with this card, inner child, for some of you guys, this could be about your creativity. Okay, this could be about you expressing yourself. Okay, I'm getting like mixed energy too, where some of you guys could be tapping into your inner child or connecting with your inner child on a very deep emotional level. There's something about being an adult and still being able to have your inner child as well. The innocence of your inner child is significant for some of you too, where some of you guys could have dealt with certain things as a child, and now as an adult, you know, you guys are able to maybe express yourself or put yourself out there because maybe as a kid you weren't able to do that. For some of you, I'm getting also the energy that, say you are connected to your inner child. For example, say you have kids, or say you are thinking about having kids one day, right? Because not everybody wants kids. I get that. Okay, especially in this economy. Like, I'm just so tired of, like, do what you want to do, okay? Do what you want to do. It's your life. Do what you want to do, okay? Like, I know all of us are woke, okay? And we understand, you know, the dynamics of life, and sometimes, you know, things happen, right? But this is only if it resonates. So if it doesn't resonate, don't force it, okay? But for those who do have kids or want kids or thought about kids, or even if you don't have kids and this is just your own self, there's something about healing your inner child also through your own kids. For some of you guys too, this could be about your creativity. It's giving like Leo energy too, because 5th house also talks about, you know, your creations and things like that, being able to, you know, put your art out there and be seen and stuff like that. So that could be significant. And also being able to tap into your inner child when it comes to the innocence of yourself. So there's something about like your aura or your light, where even if it doesn't matter how old you are, you still have your inner child and you're able to connect with other people. We also have sacred space. Okay, so that could be something that you guys are healing with your inner child as well, being able to find like a sacred space when it comes to you and your energy, and also the way that you basically show up in your energy. Okay, so that could be confirmation for a lot of you as well when it comes to that. And some of you guys too could resonate with this too on like a energetic frequency type of level, because even when it comes to children, there's something about you being able to connect with children as well. Like even if you don't have kids, it's like you have this connection with animals and kids and like just nature, right? Like just being able to connect, right? And no offense, not everybody has that. Okay, like that's definitely a gift. Okay, like everybody can have a child, but not everybody can be a good parent. Okay, and that's significant too. So that could be significant for somebody. But seasons, so again, some of you guys, when it comes to sacred spaces, something to do with seasons changing or the seasons changing. So if you live in a country where it was snowing and raining all the time, there's something about being able to like go outside now finally, or there's something about like as the seasons change, you realize you're changing with the seasons. Moon cycles are also significant too, where like as the moon cycle is changing, you're also changing. So some of you guys could be connected with Mother Nature, Earth, the moon, that kind of stuff, where you can feel things shifting on an energetic frequency and level. And that could be good and bad, okay? Because some of you guys could be getting like certain like sicknesses, and I'm not talking about like a regular flu and cold type of thing. I'm talking about like, I feel like there was something about the earth or something about the universe or nature or something to do with like that energy, where somebody was saying online supposedly that Mother Nature or the earth or something was sick. Like there was like a cold or something like that. And some of you guys may resonate with that because maybe you guys were feeling like energetically like you were tired for some reason, or you guys felt like your sinuses were messed up, or you guys felt like you were cold all of a sudden, or like, you know, just your body, like your body temperature and things like that were just like basically out of whack. Okay, and so because you guys were feeling this energetically, it's like maybe you guys are just slowly getting off of that or getting over that. Even when it comes to growth, okay, like say for example, you've planted seeds, like in the wintertime you were planning, you were thinking about what it is that you need to do, making the next steps, and then say you planted those seeds. Springtime, you've seen those seeds because you've watered those seeds, you've, you know, fertilized them, they're starting to grow a little bit. And then summertime, it's like you see the growth. That is significant too. It's like being able to see the growth and abundance when it comes to your energy. Birds could be very significant because I'm seeing a lot of birds as of lately too. So there's something about being able to connect with the divine when it comes to communication, right? Even boundaries, right? So doors are very significant. So you could feel like your boundaries are up, or you guys could have your boundaries up at this time because of your energy, especially if you have frequency levels that are leveling up, or you are basically upgrading, right? Like say you guys are leveling up and upgrading and doing all these things when it comes to like progression. There's something about your boundaries being up right now, or having boundaries. Now, another thing I was going to mention to you is like, I don't know why I'm getting this energy. There's something about someone's boundaries being up. So introspection is significant. And also, like I said, winter could have been significant where you guys were going within. Even if it's not winter time, this could be happening now where you guys are going within yourself and looking at certain things in certain situations. There's a reason why your boundaries are up right now. Now, when it comes to introspection with synchronicities at the bottom of the deck, there is something about you and your boundaries. Now, this could resonate for somebody who has earth placements too. You don't have to, but there's something about your boundaries being up, right? People are delusional, you guys. I'm just going to say this from the cards itself and experience. People are delusional, okay? The reason why I say people are delusional, and I don't mean this in any disrespect or any type of way, but I literally mean that people are delusional, because you will have people that will treat the collective, like I've always said in my messages, terribly. Okay, like, I mean, like, saying the worst things of the worst. And I get that people are not perfect and no one's perfect, but I find that the collective would never stoop down to the level of what people will do to them. But the moment that they're treated the way that the collective like mirrors back how they treat them, all of a sudden it's, ooh, the person's a victim, okay? And I hate victimization. I hate when people do stuff like that. It's one thing to bully and trouble somebody and then karma comes back to you. That's understandable. We already understand dharma and karma, okay? Butterflies are also significant. I just seen a baby monarch, so that's confirmation too. But what I don't understand is if, say, for example, the collective, right? Say you're minding your business, you're going to work, you're going to school, you know, you're just trying to get your life together, and you literally have someone in your energy, whether this is like a family, a friend, a boss, or a coworker that's always like trying to bully you or trying to make you feel like some type of way about yourself, or literally trying to make you feel down and out and all that stuff, right? Where they say, you know, say for example, you live with somebody and they're like, oh, you're nothing, you're lazy, you're this, you're that, you know, you're ungrateful, you're blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're not though. You're not. The only reason why this person may feel like this about you is because it's their own projections about themselves. And not only that, you no longer entertain their buffoonery, or you no longer give them what it is that they want, because like I said, you guys are focusing on yourself, or you guys are having your boundaries up because you guys are very protective of what it is that you guys are building or growing, whether this is a job, a business, a baby, you know, family, whatever it is that you guys are doing. Even family members too are significant. It's like, for those who have kids, like say you guys are in relationships, and I'm talking about my older crew too. Say you guys have relationships where like you're in your 30s or 40s, not to say in your 20s you don't have kids, like people do have kids, but there's a pattern. It's like, say you're in your 30s and 40s and you know, you have family members that are all up in your business. And it's funny how they can be all up in your business, but their life is not perfect. But then here you are minding your business, trying to get your life in order, but everybody's so fixated on what you have going on in your life that they're not busy about worrying about themselves, right? And that is why you have boundaries with people, because how are you going to disrespect the collective and say you're lazy and this and all this stuff about them, but then at the same time you also want to know their business, or you want to know what they have going on, or you want to know what they're doing, right? So make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. The reason why I'm looking around too is just like, I'm getting like the messages in my head too, because it's just like, I feel like there's somebody in that energy where they could feel like, you know, you could feel like also where it's like, you have never done anything to this individual or these groups of people or whatever, but it's like they have so much to say about you, as if their life is so perfect and they have everything in order, but they don't. Okay, anyways, let's see what else shows up. But there's a reason why your boundaries are up, okay? Some of you guys have boundaries for a reason. It's like people think it's okay to say the things that they say, especially if it's something that's very hurtful, for them to come back around and say, so, you know, say if it's a third party, right? Like say that person communicates with you and you communicate with them, you could be thinking about cutting them off because you're starting to also see that this person is also playing the middleman, where it's like, why does that person need to know my business if they so-called think I'm lazy or I'm this or I'm that? You know what I mean, guys? So there's something about someone needing to learn to mind their own business, and that could be significant too. Like you could be minding your own business, but this person keeps sharing information to you about people that you don't really care about. No offense. It's because they're trying to make it seem as if like, oh look, this person still cares about you, or this person is still, you know, thinking about you, you know, like in that sense. And you guys could be seeing things for like what it is basically, right? So take what resonates with that too. That's confirmation. Okay, guys. So let me see here. Yeah, so it says follow your own bliss when it comes to like your path. The same thing I was saying to you guys when it comes to like, you know, signs and synchronicities and things like that. You guys could be following your own path, or spirit is saying to follow your own path in that sense. And then we also have connected. Okay, guys. So hold on, I'm gonna pause the video for a second. Hey guys, I seen a squirrel and I have like I had like nuts and stuff, and I had to like throw it. Sorry, I paused the video literally for that, just so that I could give the squirrel some nuts and stuff. But I have to pause it again because I think someone's trying to park beside me too. So give me a second too. Okay, sorry about that. Back to our regular schedule program, okay? And sorry for the glare too. You might see like a little bit of a glare because of like the sun, I think. I'm trying to change it up. there. Okay, sorry, somebody parked beside me, and like I really wish you guys could see how big the parking lot is. There's so many spots where like this keeps happening to me so much, and then you wonder why I don't go outside and do my readings, because I just don't like that people just like to be so close. Not that I don't like closeness, but I just don't like when strangers like assume because maybe where they're from, they think everybody wants to be like up in each other's booties. Like, I'm not like that. I like to give people space, and literally they, ugh. So anyways, back to the message so I can finish the message or reading for you guys. I was saying to you guys, there's something about your boundaries being up before I had paused the video because I said I had to feed a squirrel. But the universe is saying to follow your own bliss, okay? Or to, you know, the reason why you guys are following your own bliss when it comes to like listening to your intuition, or, you know, protecting your energy, or blocking out certain people, cutting off people, letting go of some people. The reason is because it's because you guys are following your intuition. You guys are connected to source. And when you're connected to source, you will always find ways to, you know, protect yourself, right? Not because you want to protect yourself, but because of the fact that, you know, people are very weird. It's like me. Like, I don't like people being all up in my space like that, right? Not because I don't like people, but it's because the way that I am is I treat people the way I want to be treated. So unless you want me to be all up in your space, then I'll be all up in your space. But if you say to me, you don't want me to be all up in your space, I'm not going to be all up in your space. You know what I mean? Like, being respectful to people's boundaries and just picking up on social cues. And I feel like people lack social cues as well. And you could be dealing with that a lot too with people. Like, it doesn't matter what generation it is, you literally could be dealing with people who lack social cues or social awareness. Okay, so there's something about your boundaries being up. Now, some of you guys could have your boundaries up, like I said, for a reason, but some of you guys may not have your boundaries up with everybody. Okay, so something to do with taking a leap of faith is very significant. Like I said, when it comes to you being connected, you guys could be taking a leap of faith, whether this is within yourself or, you know, what you have going on. But there's something about the energy where you taking a leap of faith means that you trust yourself enough to know that whatever path that you take or whatever path that you're on, you know things are going to work out no matter what it is. Like, doesn't matter like if it's good or bad. You just know that you will always take a leap of faith on yourself. You will always, you know, advocate for yourself. Even if you're somebody who doesn't advocate for yourself all the time, you know that when the time is right, you will stand up for what you truly believe in or what matters, right? So we have mirrors, okay? So reflection, okay? Something about you being a mirror or a reflection. And then we also have rest. So some of you guys, when it comes to being a mirror or reflection, there's something about either you being a mirror to other people or being a reflection to other people. And another thing I was going to say to you too is, like, you know, when you're talking to somebody like who has really dark, like I have dark eyes, right? Like, I know my eyes are probably really dark brown, but they don't look brown. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you have like eyes that are dark, it's like somebody could be looking into someone's eyes as, like, for example, and they can see themselves in your eyes, because eyes are the window to the soul. Okay, and sometimes when people talk to you, there's something about looking into your eyes that makes them uncomfortable, because maybe they don't like what they see within themselves. Or if that's not the case, they're looking into your eyes because they see something that they know that you know, right? Because the fact that you can reflect off of them. Even when it comes to like mirroring energy, you are somebody who can mirror energy. So if someone's going to be petty, like, I know it's mentally draining sometimes, and sometimes you just want to be at peace, but sometimes you just got to go there. And I think people like misconstrued spirituality for that. They think everything is like rainbows and lollipops and sunshine. Like, it's not. Okay, some of you guys could be mirroring other people's energy. So if somebody wants to be petty or shady, you'll give them petty or shady. If somebody wants to be nice, you'll give them nice. If someone wants to be mean, you'll give them mean. And I think that's where people are very shocked, because they're used to people, you know, basically like being a dog or being like a lap dog to them. So they're used to people like saying and doing whatever they want, because they're the bully, or they're the ones that will say and do whatever they want, and people will just do it because they might be scared of this person, or scared that they might lose their job, or scared that this person will do whatever they want to do to them. Because unfortunately, when somebody thinks that they have more authority over you, or think that they have more abilities, or more networking, and more of certain things, they're gonna do certain things to make you feel like you're lesser than, but really you're connected to source. Okay, so yeah, your beacon. Okay, star energy. It's like you are the star. You're the main character. You're the main person. Okay, because you're the one that knows it all. You see it all. And I don't mean that in a cocky way. Like, I'm not trying to like big up anyone's head or anything, but it is true. You do know it all. You do see it all. You have visions, your seers, your prophets, your dreams. Things like that are significant. And there's people out there who they have the same gift as you, but they're not as tapped in as you. And that could be confirmation for somebody as well. It's like you could have people around you wondering how you know the things you know, and it's because you are tapped into source, or you're connected. Okay, this will be the last card. Yeah, we have light in the dark. So the same thing I said when it comes to like you shining, or you're a star, or you're a beacon, there's something about light in the dark. Now, I usually say that everything in the light comes to dark, or something, everything in the dark comes to light, sorry, right? But there's something about that where you could see things that are hidden, and you could shine light on it, or there's something about shining light or illuminating light on certain matters when it comes to dealing with people, places, and things. We also have create at the bottom of the deck too. So there's something about what you're creating at this time could be causing a lot of chaos in other people's lives, because you speak truth. You say things that a lot of people don't want to say, or you say things that people do want to say, but it's like they would rather be known for like being popular rather than doing the right thing or saying the right thing. So like I said, I always talk about corporations and jobs as an example, because it's a perfect example, because it happens to everybody on a day-to-day basis. It's like you could have people in manager positions, right, that they know that their staff is terrible. They know that their staff is shady and childish, and they're not mature in that sense. They're not there to work. They're there to gossip and, do all these petty, shady things. And you could be the one that sees that, or you could be the family member that says like, why does uncle keep saying these things, or they keep doing this, or why does grandma keep doing this, or why do you guys keep, doing the same generational patterns instead of breaking that? You are the curse breaker when it comes to jobs, corporations, businesses, home life, friend groups, family, anything like that. You are the generational code breaker, okay? And the reason why people don't like that about you guys is because of the fact that you will, like I said, speak up on matters that people don't want to talk about, or they'll just sweep it under the rug because they think, oh, okay, nobody will notice. It's just, we're just going to keep doing this. And you're like, no, we're not going to keep doing this. So it's almost like people that are saying like, oh, you have to get married, to have kids and all this stuff. The way that I look at it is, a lot of times people talk about, oh, you need to get married and blah, 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 and broken homes and blah, blah, blah. But haven't you ever realized that sometimes people don't get married and they can be together for years and years and still be happy? And somebody could be married and be together for years and years and still be unhappy. So it has nothing to do with, prenups and, money. And that's the problem with people. Everything is a transactional thing. Okay, everything is transactional, and you could be seeing that about people. It's like people don't want to help people unless it's transactional. Okay, people don't want to care about people unless it's transactional. If you don't have the money or the funds or the grit to do things for other people, then it's almost like, well, I'm not messing with you anymore. Or if you don't have the popularity, or you're willing to bend over and kiss ass, excuse my language, but if you're not willing to bend over and kiss booty, okay, to whoever it is that you guys are dealing with, they're almost like, all right, I don't want you anymore, or I don't need you anymore, or you guys can leave, or whatever the case is. So that is very significant. Understanding that you do not need to deal with people because you just don't want to. People deal with people because guess what? It's transactional. They need something from that person. They think they're gaining something from that. Even corporations and especially managers where they feel like it's okay to bully their staff when they know that their staff could be right about a particular group of people that are actually the ones that are bullying that specific person. They will not look into the situation and say, you know what, I agree with you and I'm going to look into it. Instead, sometimes it boils down to race, culture. Sometimes people are racist. You have people of color that are racist to people that are of the same brown skin as them. Okay, you have people that are racist when it comes to, or colorist, I should say, when it comes to certain things, right? And it's like, am I political? No. Do I watch the news here and there? Sometimes, okay, but I don't get deep into it. And the reason why I don't is because there's so much going on in the world right now that even when it comes to people's personal lives, like I said, like as simple as a job, it's like there are people going through mental struggles and mental things right now when it comes to either, you know, stepping into their creativity, finding a new job, moving, leaving the country that they live in, dealing with suppression, dealing with oppression. Okay, there's so much things going on right now that people don't realize that people have bigger fish to fry in their own personal life. And the fact that people have bigger fish to fry in their own personal life and they still have the energy, the time, and the effort to still try to help people, you know, outside of themselves, that is a blessing in disguise. And I feel like people should be more grateful for the collective when it comes to that. So I understand why you guys have your boundaries up. I understand why you guys are very defensive sometimes when it comes to dealing with people, because you see things that other people either don't want to see or they refuse to see. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here though, because I didn't think it'd be this long. But thank you guys for the love and the support. I appreciate you guys. And follow me on YouTube and TikTok. My website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading or check out my blog. Like I said, I'm monitoring the website, so like I said, if things go really well where I see traffic and volume, I'll keep the website. But if not, like I said, I'll just stick to TikTok and YouTube and just keep it simple like that, so that you guys can just only go on those two platforms. But I did say this in my videos before. The reason why I did make the website is because it kind of allows people to stop doom scrolling on YouTube and TikTok, because you're literally just scrolling and you don't even take a second to realize, like, damn, 8 hours of the day just passed by and I'm just been scrolling. Like, it happens. So it gives the opportunity to, you know, give your eyes a break from just scrolling all the time and being able to read, make notes, or just Google things on your own, because again, that's the freedom that you guys have as well. It's like I can share the information and at least you guys can take that information and say, let me look into this deeper, or like in more in depth, right? So it's a learning thing. Everybody's learning from each other, or learning just in general. But like I said, if the traffic is not that great, like I said, I'll just delete it. Like, you guys know I have no shame. I have no shame to admit, because I'm a business person and I don't want to have the website and you guys are like, where's the website? And I don't even say anything. I just delete it. So I like to communicate with you guys and let you guys know what's going on. For those who do follow me, obviously. For those who just randomly show up on my page and don't care, like, you wouldn't care. So for those who know my pages and they go on my pages, I'm relaying the message to you guys, because I know you guys, I see who comes on my page and I know exactly what it is. But yeah, that's the idea, that's the plan right now. But thank you guys for those who have been supporting and, you know, reposting, liking, that kind of stuff. I do appreciate that and I love you guys for that. And yeah, happy Friday. I'll see you guys later in the next message. All right, guys, bye.